Dave here with Half Dozen Customs. We're back out here on the Jeep today. I gotta start building these braces that go underneath the step, so that way when somebody steps on the step, they're standing on a brace itself. Plus, we need a way to mount them to the truck, other than the other 5 bolts that hold it to the truck. It needs one more. So yeah, let's get to that. So I'm gonna stick this paint stick in between the cab of the truck and the step, and then we're gonna and that's just to keep, when I took these steps off, there was a huge wear mark in both steps, in the shape of the cab corner, where the cab corner actually sat on top of the step, as tight could get, and it wore down. It was down into the inch thick Bondo that was on there. So now there's not an inch thick Bondo, so if it scratches it, it's gonna scratch it and start rusting. So let's not give it a chance to do that. So that's why the paint stick, we're going to stick it in between there for clearance, and then we'll start measuring for the brace. So alright, I got the back up. I tightened up the bolt back there, so there's a bolt at the back. I tightened that one up. So now I guess I'll just I'll hold this front up, and then we'll take some measurements. So there's a bar that sticks out from the frame. I'm sure you guys will see it in maybe the last video or in this video. Or in the next video, you'll get to see these bars that stick out from the frame, and the step sits on it. So that's what I need to take a measurement of, is from the top of that bar to the bottom of the inside of this step. Tape measure. So, okay. So this is that brace that I'm talking about, and so what we're gonna do is we're gonna build a brace that comes across, and then it'll bolt. You can see this hole here. So it'll bolt up into our brace. So I'm gonna build, a box to go from one side to the other, and it'll have a nut welded in there. So, and we're about, I can't see what the tape measure says in the camera, but it's 1 1/8 that we need. So, and that's to the bottom of my, we have it bead rolled and stepped and everything real nice in there. So that's to the bottom of that. So I think what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to because the step kind of goes like this. So we're gonna have to build it'll have to be like 1.5 inches out here, and then 1.25 inches out here, and 1 1/8 inches in the center. So I know it's kind of a little more on the difficult side to do, but unfortunately that's just what we gotta do. So now you guys got to see what I was looking at underneath there and what's going on. So I'm gonna get underneath there and I'm just going to double check my measurements, triple check them, quadruple check them, whatever, and then we'll get to making these braces. So you'll get to see what I'm talking about, where like it's a, you know, it's 1.25 inches at each end and then 1 1/8 inches in the center. So, because we're gonna make it fit the bead roll inside here. Okay, I'm good with the whole 1.8 inches, 1.25 inches thing. So let me see what we got for metal. We got plenty of metal. I'm just gonna look to see if there's smaller pieces that we can cut from other than a big piece. Okay, here we go. Let's see. How long do we need to make it? Let's say 22 inches long. So we can make it out of this piece, I think. Let's see. No, probably not. So I was thinking maybe we can make it out of this long piece, but I don't think that we can. So let's see, we're gonna need 1/2 inch, inch and 1/4, 1.25 inches. So that's 3 inches, 3.5 inches. Plus, you know, if we do 1 inch across, so it's going to be like 4.5 inches wide that we need. That's only 3.25, so that's not going to work. And I said 22 inches, so let's put this piece aside. Let's come up here with this piece. So it's just 33. That's, what did I say? I said 22. What is my break? 30, I think. Alright, I'm gonna go, you'll see me in the other camera, I'm gonna go trim this off and get my gloves on. Okay, so I said we were going to do 22 inches. I believe this was 33 inches, so I'm gonna mark out 10 inches and we're gonna cut it. Two, 22. So we're gonna end up making 2 of these. When we make the other side, we'll measure that side just to make sure. I'm not gonna make 2 of them at the same time because I don't know if both sides match. So we'll make this side first, and then we'll go ahead and we'll put the other side together and we'll measure that side out, and then we'll make that one. So, I know I need to grease that, but I need to put a new grease tube in my grease gun. I have it, I just haven't done it yet. So we had this all apart yesterday, and I think everything's just a wee bit tight. Okay, so here, this is basically what we're building, like that. So, and then, you know, there will be a bolt somewhere in here. This will get welded to the bottom of the step. So that's pretty much that's what we're building. So, you know, I'm just gonna, I always draw on my table what we're doing. So we're gonna, bam, 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 bam. So we're gonna we'll do a 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here. This height here, this is where it's going to get tricky. So we measured, excuse me, 1 inch and 1/8 from where it mounts to the bottom of the step. And And like I said, because of the design that we have in there, it's gonna make it a little funky. So technically this is we're gonna do like 1 1/4 here, 1 1/4. So, and that's these side pieces. So, and then I think here, let's do 2 inches down here, just to, you know, give it somewhat of a decent footprint. Maybe we should do, should we do 3 inches maybe? Let's do 3 inches. Why not? I'll do 3 inches. So 1/2 and 1/2 is 1 inch, plus the 3, that's 4. So it's going to be 5 1/4 is what we need total. So we'll measure 5 1/4. 5 1/4. Let's go cut that real quick. All right. So let's do 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. Do this 1/2 inch a little better over here instead of just a dot. Okay, so this mark and this mark, so this is where, like, basically so these 2 areas here need to be 1 1/4. So 1 1/4, 1 1/4, and then this is going to be 1 1/8. So now let's do, we're gonna do 1, 1/4, 1/4. That is definitely not right. How did we screw that up? Three inches. Half inch equals an inch. Ah, I missed 1 1/4 inches. Damn it, I was supposed to add that twice. Why didn't you guys tell me? Damn it. Poop. So what does that leave me here? 1.5 inches. I guess that'll work. We'll still roll with it. Change of plans, right? Okay, probably don't look like there's much difference in here to here, but there is. So now along this dotted line, we need to cut, and cut. And then we'll fold this and this separately from this. And that is where the box break comes in, because we can remove teeth. So let's fire up the compressor and get a cut-off wheel, and we'll cut. All right, let's see. I'm gonna move you guys over here. Sit over here. Yes. Okay, so did both sides. When doing a box break like this, you always need to mark both sides. If you're building a box, you need to mark both sides. I guess. I don't know. Would you consider what I'm doing a box? I guess if you're building what I'm building, a channel, a C channel, I guess. Alright, let's see. Okay, let me go put this over here. I don't know if this worked out exactly how I wanted. So I think that this needs I think we're gonna need some adjusting here. Because this here, these sections where it's cut, they should be sticking out above this section. And they kind of are, but they kind of aren't. So no. Okay, so I think we got, you guys are bouncing around over here, huh? So I think we got that little, get that little notch in there. I don't even know, are you guys watching me? Are you watching what I'm doing? Let's see where we're at. Let's I'm gonna pull. pull the step off. Well, you know what? No, let's not pull the step off. Let's just go underneath there and see if we're even anywhere close. So, and we're close, but honestly, I think maybe where we need to be is how I did 1 1/8 here and 1 1/4 here. I think maybe this needs to be 1 inch and this needs to be 1 1/8. I mean, it fits. We're super close, but it's jamming the step into the cab corner, and that's I don't want that. Like I said, when I took these off, you could see where the cab corner had dug into the paint and the Bondo. It wasn't down to bare metal yet, but that's because they had a 1/2 inch of Bondo on it. But you know, it was probably dug in there 1/8 of an inch. So, you know, I figure it shouldn't touch. So, I think that we're on the right track here. I think that this will work. And then, you know, my plans are, you know, we're gonna drill spot welds, holes in here, and then we'll get this on the bottom of the, you know, once I get it to where it fits, you know, I'll get underneath there with the marker and we'll mark it so that we know where it goes. Then I'll mark the hole where the bolt's gonna go through, and we'll drill a hole. We'll weld the nut in here, and then once I get it all spot welded on there, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna weld up, you know, where we cut here, so that it's all one piece. So we're close. I mean, it's a shame. I don't know, you know, what did we spend on that? 30. So it took me 1.5 hours to make that, and we're close. You know, just we'll hold on to this one. Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll work on the other side. I don't know, but I'm gonna build this exact same thing. I'm just gonna do 1/8 inch shorter on the sides. So we'll do 1 inch in the middle. We'll do 1 1/8 on each end. So we're close. Well, it is what it is, and I think that this is how we did the 1.5 inches. You know, originally I was saying 3 inches, and then, you know, I mismeasured, and we ended up doing the 1.5 inches instead of the 3 inches. This is perfectly fine, and I would be worried if we would have went any wider with this, that we would have been losing strength in the middle of this. So we're close. We're close. good thing is that since we've made the one, the brake box is set up, so we don't have to mess around with that. And we just gotta remeasure everything and just take 1/8 of an inch out of our measurements. So, and technically we could keep the same measurements, but instead of doing, you know, a 1/2 inch here, we just do, you know, a 1/2 plus 1/8. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8. So just do, instead of 1/2 inch, we'll just do 5/8. So we make these 5/8. No. It would be a 1/2 and a 1/16. So it would be 1/16, 2/16. 9/16. So it'd be 9/16. We'll go with that. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, you guys want to go under there and see it this time? Let's see. So, this here, so underneath of the step, here's our brace that comes from the frame. So, spoiler, I've already had this in there. And you guys are supposed to be recording. I got it stuck in there. Ah, I got it backwards. Silly me. Silly me. Alright, let's try that again. And I'm doing it again. Same thing. Spin this around. Much easier. Okay. Alright, so it is in there. I'm happy with it. We can put some spot welds in here. I can weld it on both sides. You know, like I said, I've already been through this. I thought you guys were recording, but she fits. I'm happy with it. I will mark it out. There's a hole here to you know, put a bolt in. So I'm happy with that. You know, I'll be able to, you know, sorry, try and point with the same hand I'm holding the camera with. So, you know, I'll put some spot welds. You know, we'll drill some holes in it, spot weld everything in. This will all get undercoated. It'll look good. So, you know, up here. Wow, look at that. So, I can pull the paint stick out. We are not touching. Like I said, I already showed you guys this, but you guys weren't watching. So, it looks good. I'm happy with it. It looks good. We're not touching. I'm gonna clean up the bottom of that cab corner. You know, I made that whole bottom of the cab corner, and there's a couple spots on the bottom where I can stick a dolly in there and hammer it, and clean that up a little bit down there. But I think we're good. Good, and you know, I think we'll be stout now. You know, this is, you know, it's gonna be a show truck. It's gonna be a toy. It's gonna be parked in the garage all the time. Nobody should really step on it. You know, the guy that owns the truck, when I was explaining to him what I was doing, he's like, I'm never gonna step on that thing. And I was like, yeah, tell that to your kids. And his dad was right next to him and almost said the same thing at the same time that I did. And you know, I'm at car shows every year, and kids are always climbing on people's cars, and you know, I see people touching other people's cars. You never know when somebody might step on this. So even though the owner says he'll never step on it, doesn't mean his kids won't, doesn't mean his wife won't. It doesn't mean some person, I want to say something else, but you know, at a car show wouldn't do it. So and what I'm saying by that is, if you don't own the car, don't touch it. That is the rudest thing ever. And you can dislike me if you don't like what I had to say, but if it's not your car, don't touch it. I think we're good though. I'll see you guys later. I am out for the night. Remember, like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. I'm out, everybody.